beginning. We just don't know why it ended the way it ended. I know a lot of people, they got a whole lot of mixed emotions about Dame Dash. People say whatever they want to say about that man. That man loved that woman. I just want the world to know how much she was loved before she was taken away from everyone. I just want people to know that part. I'm sick and tired of the fact that her name will forever be attached to R. Kelly's name. Everything he did to her. Everything he did to that family. You know, I know a lot of people want to blame it all on Barry Hankerson and blame it on family, but the truth is, the music industry is a very confusing place, and sometimes things happen without people knowing. There are people that are actively working to keep people in the dark, actively working to constantly change stories, change reality, change everything, and they can do it all with a press release, just a press release. So I don't want to say anything that would frame her family in a negative light. I don't, because I don't think. I can honestly say I believe they had no idea until it happened. And I can tell you right now, it's easy to do in the music industry. Girl goes into the studio, she's supposed to be working in the studio. First couple of sessions, the brother comes, parents come, everything seems fine. You know, then it's, we're going to be working late. We really got to finish this song. Somebody will drive y'all home. I promise she'll be home right after. And she do come home right after, but nobody asks what happened to her in the car or on the way home. Or what happened as soon as they left the studio. Like, you know what I mean? Like, people, y'all don't understand, like, the tactful nature, the tactical nature in which this sex trafficking and this child abuse. Y'all don't understand. Like, these people go heavy, man. They go heavy. They'll have the assistant sitting in the kitchen with the mom while they molesting the child in the bathroom, talking about, yeah, we going over music, or yeah, we're practicing a script, or yeah, we need time alone with the child. Like, these niggas is that brave. That they will rape your child while you in the house having expensive coffee and eating crumpets and shit. And your child bleeding out the ass, and they're sitting there saying, don't say anything because your mother really needs this money. And if your mother don't get this money, y'all will be out on the streets. You need to be a good boy or be a good girl. And don't say anything because your mom's going to go to the cops, and if she does that, we're going to have her killed. The fuck is a 9-year-old child supposed to do with that kind of information? Like I said, it's not my story to tell, but it should be told by her brother or by Dave. Y'all need to know how amazing she really was. Y'all need to know what she really overcame. Y'all need to know the strength that came behind all of that sweetness and all of that grace. And she was tough. Survived the stuff that she survived. She was tough. And nobody knows the real story. Yeah. Aaliyah's untimely demise changed a lot in my mind. I was angry at first. Why is she so stupid? Why would she get on that plane with all that luggage? Why she gotta be so vain? The luggage could have came with as much money as she had. But see, what nobody really got told about that story, and it's only been mentioned in a few documentaries, is that the reason why she was in such a rush to leave the island was because someone had called her and told her that Damon Dash had been in a nearly fatal accident, and he was on his deathbed, and she had to rush to Miami to be by his side. That's how much she loved him, and she was willing to put her life on the line for it. See? If somebody called me and told me that my husband was about to die, I would do whatever I got to do to get there. And from what I was also told from other people that was on the shoot, packing all that luggage on the plane wasn't her idea either. She was told because the rap, the video had rapped their belongings had to leave right then, and she couldn't leave them behind, and nothing. They had to take everything with them.
Now, when Miss Jaguar Wright began to first start speaking out, I noticed a lot of people jumping on the bandwagon, calling her the queen of R&B and all this and that, talking about how she's a beast, she's speaking so much truth. People began to ask me my opinion on the matter. And when I told them my opinion, some got a little offended. I feel like they got offended because what I said was the truth. That clearly, Jaguar Wright, she might be telling some truth. But the problem is she also throws in rumors and things she's heard, things that she cannot say she personally witnessed. So what does that say? One minute she'll say I can't speak on somebody else's story that would affect other individuals, but depending on who it is, she has no problem telling their stories. So if you ask me my personal opinion, I feel like we all know how the industry works. That's why I'm very surprised people still want to encourage their loved ones to participate in the activities that we are seeing unfold. But one thing I can say about Jaguar Wright is that what she said that I 100% agree with is the fact that a lot of big names are going to be called out. See, a lot of people thought, oh, we got R. Kelly. That's it, that's all. But they didn't recognize the domino effect pursuing this one man would have. There's so many other connections, so many other people who engaged in the specific activities they accuse him of. Yet we don't see nobody muting them, boycotting anything they have going on or any of that. All we see is the focus being geared on certain individuals. Now, you can make it a white thing and a black thing, but we all know it's a money thing. And it's a fact that Sony, for example, part of the big three, is really known for pretty much running these slave contracts. And if you ever have time, you should go check out this movie by the name of 13. And it talks about the abolishment of slavery. What does that say about these contracts they have set forth today? They look for weak-minded, vulnerable people in impoverished situations. They put them in these certain situations and expose them to so much. They build them all the way up. And then they put them in the point of being in this competition. Little do they know it. For some strange reason, when it comes to people like me, it seems there cannot be friendly competition. There cannot be multiple people doing great at the same thing. Somebody always has to try to take down the person at the top, feeling like they would get there. But at the end of the day, some people will find when you do that, that will only bring bad karma your way. You can do all this extra stuff to get a person out of your way, but that don't mean that you're going to rise to the top when you're playing dirty. So to sum up my thoughts on Jaguar Wright is the fact that she seems like another Kanye. They speak some truth. They hold some truths. But at the end of the day, it's self-motivated. And I personally feel like maybe she's having a mental episode. But at the end of the day, it's clear that she's coming from a place of vengeance. And by that, I mean this. You cannot say that you're campaigning for women. You keep bringing up the fact that you feel like you were wrongly incarcerated and nobody from the industry reached out to you. And now here you are calling out all these people, with the exception to the couple people that passed away that you knew. So you're telling us that even you engaged in certain behaviors, but it's going to be okay because you got right with God. How do you know these other people didn't get right with God? Just a question. You got to pay attention to these hypocrites that say one thing and do another. They'll sit here and paint this terrible picture about one person trying to make themselves look like they're doing something honorable, when in fact, they're not. Clout chasing is at an all-time high, and that's my opinion on Jaguar Wright. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to my Patreon. The link is in the description. Also, my website is also in the description. Check out all the new features that I've added. All the pictures that you can see, you can click on.